Welcome back, folks, to the LightTed online video show. Today's show is about the LIGHTFAIR Awards, Innovation Awards, and we're going to go through each one and discuss them. This episode of the show is brought to you by Keystone Technologies. Go to KEYSTONETECH.com, baby, KeystoneTech.com. Light made easy, the retrofit kings. All right, Greggy, we're going to talk about these awards.
Yeah, first of all, quick background on it. LightFair has been doing awards for 29 years now, the Innovation Awards, and they celebrate the ingenuity and creativity and resourcefulness of industry manufacturers. People submit what they feel is their most unique product in certain categories, and then an independent panel of lighting experts votes on it. Right now, we are not on that panel, but I know two people that should be on that panel that are talking. So
Okay.
Let's dive into it. The first one that they do is a non-luminous research publication, software and specialty hardware. So they have submittals for that, and they have the award here as IES and doing their recommended practice for design and maintenance of roadway and parking facility lighting. Now, if you're going to do a recommended practice in lighting, I know there's other people that have tried, but I still default to IES. So I don't know if there's anybody else that can even compete in this category with the research publication software. Where are you at on that, Mike? What do you think of this new 440-page document?
Yeah,
outlining what to do.
you know what? I don't know who submitted, and I don't know if it's going to come up again if there's a separate category, but I think there's a lot of research on the health effects of lighting in the last couple of years that could have made a dent in that. But, the IES owns LightFair. So I don't see, maybe they shouldn't be giving awards to themselves. I don't know.
But for that category, I don't know what else you can do. There hasn't been any good proven health studies. When we find one, then we'll have to nominate it or put it up there, I think, right?
Maybe. I don't know. To me, it's like,
Until then.
To me, I don't know. It's like the Get a Grip on Lighting Awards go to Get a Grip on Lighting podcast.
I'm with you on that. All right. So the next one they have that actually makes a little more sense to people like you and I are the conventional retrofit and replacement. And the one that won it this year is they put Philips on there, but I thought they're Signify. Okay, they're there. Philips and Signify. Their InstaFit T8 VLC. It's a Philips indoor positioning system to retrofit to T-LEDs. So what it does is it's basically an LED tube that has the capability of, without changing the fixture, of being able to use an existing fluorescent fixture and give you the location-based services, like telling you where you're at in a store and giving you coupons and offers based on that. Shoppers find products with pinpoint accuracy while receiving offers and product info. So great for retail environment. Is it practical? Is it something that you see a fit for, Mike?
Yeah, I don't know if the awards are for whether it's practically deployable or not. I think the
That's
awards.
True. That's what we should do.
Practical
awards.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what it's for. I think it's an interesting product. There's a lot of talk about that, and I think Signify's come up to the plate and probably hit a home run with that. Because what they're doing is they're saying, yeah, just pop these tubes in here and you're good to go. And I think there's a lot of different retailers who could, if they want that, and the software works and it's easy to use and they can program it and they have apps that their customers have downloaded and whatever, it seems like a pretty good no-brainer to me if that's what the retailer wants. But it's not really aimed at my client base, the people I focus on. So, I can't say for sure, but from my perspective, I would say Signify's hit a home run with that one. I think if it works, it's simple, it's easy. The question will be, does anybody want to buy it? And that question I can't answer because I don't have a lot of those national customers that really want that kind of data, that are really interested in that kind of but I think there are people out there that there may be a value proposition for them for that. And so good on Philips for putting together a great product there. Signify.
Yeah, I think it's something that can make sense for sure without having to replace the whole fixture, which, as we know, being in the marketplace, a lot of people want that. They don't all want to just swap their fixtures out. So give them some retrofit.
Yeah, like if somebody came to me and they said, we don't have this already in our store, so we don't have a way to communicate with our customers in real time while they're shopping. and we don't
Mhm.
know if we should really do it or not. I think that's a great way to start them off with it, you know,
Yeah.
to say, why don't you try this? This is an interesting angle where you could track, put it together in an app and track them. But I mean, again, there's a whole bunch of other things that go together with that that's intimidating for lighting people. The app, the downloading, the Android versus iOS, and sending people coupons. There's a whole other section to that the light bulbs are just facilitating the other part of that. So the company has to have that other part in place and say, hey, use your light bulbs to do it. There you go. If that's the case, boom, that's a beautiful product.
And my one concern with it, I don't know the pricing on it, but there's a chance that, when your replaceable part that you down the road when you need to replace it could be a lot more expensive than if you had a fixture with all these capabilities and you only need to replace a driver versus a whole unit. It might be cheaper. I don't know. Replaceable parts when you have it all built into one can end up costing more in the long run too.
You know what's sometimes the best innovations have no practical purpose. Like sometimes it's like, wow, you really built something awesome, but
Cool.
Cool. I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that about this particular product because I don't have the customer base that buys that kind of thing. But there's a lot of that. So let's go to the next one.
Okay, so the next category is LED, OLED chips, and modules. So there's 3 winners, and to me, this is more on the manufacturer side. It doesn't really get into what we're selling, but what it comes down to is Nichia's had a color tunable COB chip on board, innovative color tuning solution for human-centric lighting applications. And then Samsung had basically what looks like the same thing with high efficiency, best color mixing, well suited for premium lighting. So 2 of them were tunable chips, color tunable chips. I know we have seen a lot, and there's been a lot of discussion on that. And we've talked about color tuning in the past. Whether it makes sense or not, I'm not sure. I think it's nice that more and more of fixtures are capable without having different components that can all do the same thing. So what these will do for us, I'm not sure. But what are your thoughts on these color tunable chips?
You ever hear the adage that humans never change? People are so slow to change. You ever hear that? People say that?
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. And generally what they're referring to is when they have some great product, and if people would only listen to them and do what they say, the world would be so much better. But I'm a believer that that humans are actually very, very wise in some perspectives. And when change is obvious to them, they change very quickly. And so I just don't hear the demand from the end user for color tuning. I don't hear it. Do I think it's great? Yes, I think it's lovely, to be able to tune. And I think Samsung and Nichia have come up with a great product there. And I hope that at some point we have a value proposition to go in and say, you know what, let's take all your fixtures out and put in these color tuning lights for human-centric lighting, and which I don't believe is a good word. So let's say for the health benefits of lighting, but I mean, again, you're back in that situation where someone going to pay 2 or 3 times the amount for the light so they can change the color of it throughout the day. When are they going to change the color? Why are they going to change the color? I'm trying to make aluminum windows here, man. What do you want me to do? I want you to change the color throughout the day. Why? Because it's going to help it's going to make your people more productive. How? I don't know, man, but that's what it says. That's what it says here on the paper. I don't know.
Yep.
So I'm happy for Nichia and for it's obviously like where we're going with the industry is down this path. And so they've come up with an innovative product. Great. I don't know. I don't hear the public screaming for color tuning right now.
Right. It's more the industry saying you guys need color tuning.
Yeah.
We don't know why for sure, but we think it's a good idea.
And which color is best? I mean, the sun is blue apparently. Who would have thought that?
I know we found that out a few weeks ago. The other one in that same category, there was the 2 chips, and then there's the SLD laser. We've had discussions on that. It's a laser light micro spot module. So you can see it on the screen there. 2 degrees, 400 lumen module, 2 degree collimated beam, 35 millimeter optics. So when we talked laser last time, we talked about how controllable it is and how much light punch it can have. And then we've also talked to people that said light punch is bad. But if you need light punch, laser is a good source for it.
I think there's tons of applications for laser. Tons. I just don't know if it should be in car headlights.
Right. That's where a big part of it is now.
Yeah, like people are saying, hey, we don't want it in car headlights. But for me, when you're talking about a laser, I think there's like the LED just can't do what halogen did in the old MR16 days with the multiple reflectors and all that kind of stuff. You just can't do that with LED. The chips aren't small enough. The reflectors don't work properly. If laser, like I think SLD Lasers come out with a great product there. I don't know. Again, I think their positioning is to then sell that to the manufacturers, to sell their technology to manufacturers that are going to make it for individual applications. But I think there's a ton of room for laser out there.
All right. Next category was ballast, transformers, drivers, systems, and kits. The winner was a Acuity brand Eldo LED 75-watt LED driver. And what it talks about is that it is fully programmable. And it's unique in that it has best-in-class dimming performance down to 0.1%.
Wow.
And it also is unique with dim to warm and tunable white. Plus, it has 0 to 10 volt control and Dolly 2 control, all built into it.
Wow.
So what does that tell you? It can do a lot of things. And what do you need a driver to be able to do in today's market?
A lot of things. Yeah, I think that see, that's a more see, you go from the chip to that, you're getting closer now to the end user and solving problems for them, right? So
yeah.
I mean that's an interesting product. I mean, that's going to be largely an OEM thing. I think that goes towards the lighting manufacturers who then want to deploy different things in their fixtures, and they don't want to have a million SKUs on the shelf when they're making them, right? So I think Acuity's come up with a good product there.
Yeah, no, that's good. And then the next one category is a track, display, under cabinet, and shelf lighting. Something that, in the commercial market you're not always in, but track probably more so. And what the winner is a Juno wireless control LED track fixture family. So it enables dynamic beam shaping, which you've talked about before, how important it is to get the right beam, aiming, dimming, and color control adjustment from a wireless platform. So you can rotate and tilt in less than 1/10 of a degree.
That's great.
So that's pretty defined. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
27 Kelvin to 65 Kelvin.
Yeah, I think that I see there's an end user thing you can look at and say, oh, what is it that you want to do? Okay, so you have this, and you can, you're changing the artwork on your walls or whatever in your gallery, and you just go here and and you can see it in real time changing the lights. That's incredible. That's amazing. Yeah. You know what? And I think it's probably super expensive, so it's a spec grade piece of equipment. But I could totally see that being spec'd into museums and art galleries and stuff like that. Totally see that in there. And see, in that application, that's an application, I don't know. I'm just, again, who cares what I think, right? I'm just a light bulb jockey. But the way I see that, when you're talking to someone, now you have an end user who's staked in actually learning how to use the controls, because the lighting is doing something other than I'm walking to my office, I'm sitting at my desk. They're using the lighting as a way of showing the clothing in their store. Like I could see a high-end clothing store, or an art gallery, like I said, or somewhere that really uses light to demonstrate or sell, or and they're changing it. That's a pretty cool thing. Yep.
Yeah. Next category would be recessed downlights, wall washers, and multiples. And the winner was Lower from EcoSense Lighting, something that I'm not familiar with, but in looking at the product and in that category in general, recessed lighting, I think there's a lot of junk out there that's glary, as we've talked about too. And what this looks like is a nice unit that really distributes light the right way, in the proper way, where it's not glary. It looks nice. It upgrades or updates the look of the space. I'm always looking for more of that. And I think as an industry, we should be talking more about making recessed lighting the right way.
Yeah, recessed lighting is very important. And I went into, people are still doing those flat panel discs.
Yeah.
And I hate to say this, but they're so gross.
They're cheap, Mike.
I mean, how cheap can you get? That looks like a beautiful recessed luminaire right there, buddy. The way that they've demonstrated in the picture, even with the uplight coming around on the reflector. I mean, that's the way to go with this. So that's a beautiful product there by Laura. Again, spec grade, probably again. But
Mhm.
you could see, where those 3 MR16 boxes you used to see in that. I could totally see
Yeah,
those in there. Yeah, beautiful,
definitely.
beautiful
Nice
product.
look. So we have several more awards to go, but I think that's part one of this series.
Part 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Lighted Online Video Show. This show is sponsored by Keystone Technologies. Go to KEYSTONETECH.com. That's KeystoneTech.com. Light made easy, the retrofit kings. And remember, the most important thing is that I don't really know that much. Neither does Greg. We're just sitting here talking. So if you're pissed off at us, we don't know shit anyway. So a lot of this stuff, is so new and so exciting and so great. We're just talking about it. And if you want to come on the show and talk about it anytime you want. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.